All right, next up we have The Purge, Anarchy. This was the movie that everyone wanted, right? Like when we were watching the first Purge, it was like, come on, man, let's see what's happening out in the city and let's go into like the ghetto and see how those people live and how they get through this night. So, yeah. And as I said in the last video, I was wondering if it was anywhere outright said how many years this had been going on. As I said, maybe I missed it in the other one, but in this one, this is 1 year later. This is 2023. The last one was 2022. And in this one, they said it was the 6th annual Purge. So that would mean that this started in 2017. So we're 1 year late on the Purge. All right, so let's get into this. Now, this stars Frank Grillo, which I am a big Grillo fan. I've talked about that many, many times on my channel. I've just dig the guy. He's cool as shit, and I hope to look half as fucking good at that as that guy when I am 50-something like he is. Holy good God. But I'm gonna, okay? I'm gonna be doing these reviews 15 fucking years from now, and I'm gonna still look this damn good. I don't know how good that is, but whatever this is how I'm going to look. It's just going to be grayer. It's going to be all gray. Ugh, I don't want to think about that. Okay. But I'm a hairdresser, right? I could cover that. No, I would never do that. Never say never. So, what's weird here is that, and I guess technically this isn't wrong, but in 2022, in the last one, it said that unemployment was at about 1%. In this one, it says unemployment is under 5%. Did it raise almost 4% since the last one? I mean, 1% is under 5%. It's a technicality. Technically, it is. But I don't know. It's weird that they said 5% in this one and 1% in the other one. So, I don't know. I thought that was kind of odd. And this, I mean, I guess this film just kind of is in that same universe, thought process, future, as something like an Escape from New York. That's kind of how I view this. In that franchise, the way that they deal with crime and all this is to send everyone off and let them kill themselves on one little island all the time. They can do whatever the fuck they want over in New York and then eventually LA. But in this one, they just let everyone go hog wild for 12 hours. So similar kind of concept there. Just a way the government is controlling the masses by letting, doing something so all these people can be flushed out. And I'll tell you this, man, if the Purge was a real thing, which I don't want to see a world where it is, but let's say it was, I wouldn't leave that house at all the whole damn day. The fact that there's even people out and they only have like an hour left before the fuck that. I'm sorry. Hell no. I am not leaving my house for any damn reason like a day before. Because this is exactly what happens. They go out and their car breaks down and then they're like, oh shit, we're stranded. It's like, what the fuck are you doing out so close? Like, who knows what could happen? You could get a flat tire. You think any tow truck's gonna come get you? Could fucking literally anything happen. And people are setting you up so that they can actually fucking kill you on that night. So, but it works for the movie, so you just got to take it for what it is. I just don't think that many people would be out that close to the Purge, unless they were going out to purge. And ultimately, this is just a revenge film. And they stuck a revenge film in the Purge concept, which is great. I mean, this is what... Because you had to have a reason for this guy to be out. Like, you had to have a reason for him to be out that wouldn't make him look like an asshole. Like, he has to be the anti-hero. I mean, do you absolutely have to? No, I'd be fine with whatever. But for the masses, for the general audience that wants their heroes to be good, this is kind of the obvious choice here, to make him a grieving father who wants to get revenge for his son's death. So, as I said, I think that was just kind of the logical step here with Frank Grillo's character. And then we got the woman and her daughter, and they go home, and their dad, the woman's dying father, says he just wants to sleep through the purge, and when they go to check his room, they find a note where these rich people have paid him $100,000 to freaking let them murder him in the safety of their own home because they're rich and they want to experience the purge, but they don't want to go out into the world and actually, risk their own lives. So it's like a really freaking it's so fucked up. God, that scene where they're just like sitting around and they're crying, he's just sitting there and he's just taking one for them because he wants them to be well off. I mean, fucking awesome of him. That's fantastic of him. Honestly, I was like, damn, man, I couldn't do it. I don't think I could take machetes to the fucking head by a bunch of rich assholes because they want to cleanse their souls and whatever. No. But, he could, and he did it for his family. And, oh, my God. So, there's so many screwed up, concepts in here of what people would do. And I have to question how much of this would really happen. Like, if we actually had something like this, I don't think some of these concepts are that far-fetched. The concept of the purge is far-fetched, I want to believe. But if something like that did exist, I don't feel like a lot of stuff that's going on in here would be that far-fetched, unfortunately. And that bums me out. That's kind of one of the things that happens to me when I'm watching these movies, is I do have fun, don't get me wrong. But there are moments where I question the validity of, these events, like where I'm just like, this would probably happen. Rich people would probably try to do that. The government really would send out these big trucks and try to cut down the poverty line and whatnot. Like, that's the whole point. They instituted it in the first fucking place. The rich prosper and the poor are cut down. So I don't know. It does bum me out a little bit, but ultimately I do end up having fun. So Frank Grillo goes out in his car. The couple, I want us to talk about them for a second, who go out and they get their, they cut some wire underneath and they're trapped out there and they're following him around. That guy's wearing the mask that says God on it. A lot of really stylized slow-mo shots in these films, and I really like them. I think it's just adds some flair and some style to the film. But how much does this chick in this movie look like Mandy Moore? I mean, I had to look it up and I had to cross-check and be like, are you sure? Are you sure? It looks so much like her. It's insane. I was just like, did this girl pretend that she was in this movie because Mandy Moore was, embarrassed of it or something? It's like an identical twin. Am I wrong on that? Maybe I don't know her as well as I think I do. I don't know her that well, but I've seen her in enough things to be like, that looks like Mandy Moore. And the semi trucks that are driving around with like these huge Gatling turret guns in the back. I like how the guy requests his own personal purge. Like, he's not killing enough people. He needs innocence. He needs these specific types of people. Like when the SWAT team looking guys come in and he's like, these are the kinds of people he's looking for. Like, he has a specific type that he wants to murder, in addition to all the other people that he wants to murder, that he already murdered in the movie. Like those people that were walking behind the truck and they just opened it up and he cuts them down. Some bad CGI blood in this movie. That's one serious negative of this film. But the fact that, he needs to cleanse himself in addition to, like, what the fuck, dude? Like, your bloodlust cannot be quenched, man. But Frank Grillo is driving around in this little armored Dodge Challenger? I'm not a car person. But yeah, he's out. He's going to town. He's driving over. He's trying to find a clear path to this. And he's trying to ignore all these things. And that's just it, man. There's so many moments in this film. There's so many moments in the last one. I'm sure there will be so many moments in the next one and the new one that's coming out where it's just like, you're there to protect yourself. Like, self-preservation is what you're going for in these situations. Like, it's kind of what you have to, because you don't know what to trust. Like, they drive past this girl once they're all in his car, and he went and he saved the day. Because I like that scene where he pulls up and he's just like, just drive, man. Just fucking drive the car. Like, that'd be me. I'd be like, just fucking drive, and I just couldn't. Like, I'd be like, fucking, that's why I couldn't go out, because I would just see stuff like that. And who knows, it might be bait, but as I said, they're driving away later, like, 5-10 minutes later, and they see this bloody woman just standing there on the side of the road, and it's like, she's gonna die unless you help her out. But if you stop to help her out, she might be bait. She might be in on it. She might just cover herself in blood for idiots to pick her up, and then she kills them. Or she has a dude or a gang that's with her that wait for the people to stop. Or she really is being chased. And those are those scenarios that just fuck with your head, and you're just like, I couldn't go out. For that very reason alone, I couldn't go out, because my desire to protect my knight in shining armor complex that I've always had would get me killed. For sure. Either it would be rescuing somebody, or it would be rescuing somebody who was a bad person. So I'd be fucked either way. Oh, Lord. Anyways. And I like that there's people who have like traps set in the street, as the purge happens. And then there's a sniper in this film. That's fucked up too. I was thinking about that. I was like, there's people who are going to sit on rooftops and snipe. There is so much damage that you could do during the purge. Like, there's a reason there. I would like to see like the bylaws. I would like to see like the actual documentation of like what you can and can't do. I think there has to be more to it than we're being told in these, because you could do so much nasty shit besides using class 4 weapons and going after officials that are level 10 and higher. Like, there's so much shit you could do. You could poison a freaking reservoir. You could tap into a gas main and blow up an entire building. There's so much shit you could do on a night like that. So the whole fucking city would be in ruin, because you don't even need a class 4 weapon to take out a building. I mean, you could go down to I hate to bring something up like this, but you could go down and grab a plane and smash into a building. You could do so many fucking insane things you could do on that night. If everything's legal, Jesus Christ, I don't think there would be much city standing, because there's a bunch of nutcases out on that night. And they only want, and I do like that rape is addressed here, because I do feel like that would be, I think rape would be almost as popular, if not more popular, than murder. Or should I say. So we got that freaking guy. He plays a character called Hector in, what fucking movie is that? Mexican dude that's in every damn thing, plays the exact same character in every fucking movie you've ever seen him in, ever. But yeah, he's the rapist here who wants to come up there, and he's like, this is my right, and you've ignored me every time you've come through, and it's my turn to rape you. So I did like that it was addressed. I mean, we didn't have to see any of it, but yeah, rape would be a big part of the purge. So yeah, how would that be? Like, yeah, anyways, I'm not going to get too much into that, but I just thought it was interesting that they addressed it here. And yeah, this is definitely a world where you don't want to piss people off. This is definitely a world where you don't want to cheat on your wife. I mean, you shouldn't anyways, or your husband. You shouldn't anyways, obviously, but especially in a world with the purge. You don't want to be holed up in a house with your wife who you're cheating on. That's just a bad idea. Or screwing your sister's husband and being holed up in the house with her. Or screwing over one of your employees, or like, of course you can't live walking on eggshells, but that's the kind of world you'd be living in this scenario, where like you could just rub anyone the wrong way. And trust me, I understand that you can piss people off without even meaning to, without even doing anything. There's been plenty of times where I've had enemies that I'm just saying like, why did they dislike me? And they're like, I just fucking, they don't like the way that you did this. And I'm like, that? Like, whatever. And during the purge, who knows what that could become? So that's what's nuts about this whole idea. It's just like, if there's people out there that would just hate you just cuz, and they're like, you know what? I'm going after that Sinister Cinema Reviews guy because he likes fucking The Hobbit, and I hate it. That would be one petty ass reason to kill somebody. Anyways. Let's see. Oh yeah, and then they round them up for an auction so that these guys, these rich assholes, can yet again have a contained situation where it's a lockdown of a pretend purge. Because like the family pays this old man to be like sit in a chair and like be strapped there so they can just cut him down. But this is like a different version of it where they actually put them out in the field and they have the ability to fight back. This is like Running Man style where they could die. They give the guys no weapons. You would think they would like tie them up or something, but I guess that's part of the thrill is to go in there and fight people who actually can fight back. But you're given night vision and you're given whatever weapon of your choice, and these guys are just in there in the dark, scared. So you have the extreme upper hand. But I just love that they've met their match, that they've put a dude in there who can kick all their asses, because that's what a lot of horror movies for me personally are missing. I always want that character who can defend themselves, because in every like a majority of films with a human attacker, I'm like, all that would need to happen here is that, you know, the victim would need to know how to fight. And that would be it. Because there's so many moments where he's just coming at you with the knife or whatever, and I'm just like, take the fucking thing from him. Break his arm. Break his fucking neck. Put him in a chokehold. Whatever. Like, but nobody never knows how to fight in horror movies. So I like when I get my horror movies, this is an action horror, but I do like when I get to see, and that's why I love Predator, and that's why I like something like I like when my victim is not really a victim, that they have the ability to protect themselves, that they have the ability to defend themselves and, you know, ultimately fight back and win aggressively and with, you know, skill and a knowledge how to defend yourself. So I love Frank Grillo's character in this, that he can just beat the shit out of everyone. Then once, you know, and what's really fucked up about it as well is even though he takes down all the attackers that are in the room and then a couple of them scatter to get away because they're like, fuck this, then they send in like a fucking army. They send in like this small little task force of like 30 guys with guns, and it's like, you're fucked. That's it. There's no way out of there. Like, you don't get to live. You don't get a free pass, like, because you'll expose this little freaking rich underbelly that you know, preys on the weak. Although it's illegal, or it's legal, so who cares? I mean, but they're just like, nope. Like, you're dying no matter what. You killed our people. You're scum. You die. And it's like, man, you really see us as peasants. Like, we're just your playthings. And so, yeah, then we got this Malcolm X kind of character, Omar from The Wire, who comes in, and he comes with the dude who survives the first movie, which is a really cool connection there. He went off and he joined this resistance. And Mandy Moore, the hell the girl's name is, her dude gets killed telling her he loves her, because they're like going through like a breakup, I think, throughout the movie. And then, you know, they're kind of arguing back and forth, having their relationship drama. And right before that, she makes a reference to like, you know, am I going to have to deal with this, say something like this? Am I going to have to continue to keep hearing this the rest of our lives? So you could see it was like, all right, like this night has fixed us. It's brought us closer together. We want to, like, I want to be with you. And right as he realizes he's getting his chick back and he's trying to tell her he loves her, boom, he gets shot kind of out of nowhere. And it's sad as fuck. And then she's just like, I want to join this resistance. You guys go ahead. I want to purge. Like, I want to fuck these people up. And I love that attitude. She wasn't just like, oh my God, like, what am I going to do? Like, she was like, give me a gun, point me towards the motherfuckers that did this. I'm with you guys 100%. The purge needs to end. Love that mentality. Awesome stuff. So, cool. And then, let's see here. So, I like that because I was talking about how this is Escape from New York, but it's actually like the guy's name in this, the Omar's character is named Carmelo Jones, and if I remember correctly, the main villain guy in Escape from New York or Escape from LA is Cuervo Jones, right? Is that his last name? Cuervo? Yeah, Cuervo Jones. Or am I mixing that up with the tranny? But I should probably research these things. But I like to just I like to go unscripted and go off of my movie knowledge. Most times it's accurate. Sometimes it's not. And I get called out for it. So I'll have to look it up. I won't. So go ahead and blast me in the comments. Tell me I'm wrong. I'm okay with that. And let's see. Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't know how I feel about this. Frank Grillo's character lets the rich bitch in the limo that put them up on auction and was like freaking orgasming over this shotgun that she's in love with or whatever. Like, during that scene, I was like, that chick is so fucked in the head that she needs to be exterminated. I'm sorry, anybody who gets off, like, she's so into talking about this weapon, like it's so choice. Name that movie. And I don't know, when he gets her out of the car and he's just like, get out of here, sick bitch, or whatever the hell he said. I'm just like, remember me. And it's like, yeah, she's gonna remember you. And she's rich as fuck. And she's gonna like buy the surveillance footage or whatever. And then she's gonna have you hunted down for the next purge and killed. Like, I don't know. That to me was just stupid. Just shoot the fucking bitch in the face. I'm sorry. It's purge night. You get away with it. You've already killed like 100 people tonight. And they were all as bad. She's worse, honestly. Like, she just kind of is a voyeur of it. And she encourages it. And she takes money and gains. She has financial gain off of this. And she seems to be, like, getting off on it. On people's death and the rich exploiting the poor. And she's the fucking worst of the worst, man. And you let her go? Like, no. Like, she needed to die. So yeah, I just thought that was kind of stupid. And then when they get in the car and they're trying to talk him out of the revenge, and I get it, like that's how people are and all this. It's just like, shut the fuck up. This guy saved your life 1,000,000 times tonight. He's killed like 100 people in front of you. You didn't have shit to say about that. Like, oh, all of a sudden, no murder. Oh, when it's saving our lives, kill everyone. But going after the dude who killed your fucking kid, like, no, that's too far. Now, fuck off. Fuck off with that shit. Like, this guy gets to do whatever the fuck he wants. Okay, I'm sorry. I get it. I don't get me wrong, but I don't know. That annoyed me. I was just like, leave him the fuck alone. I'm cussing a lot right now because I'm angry. Leave him alone. So we find out that he left the back door unlocked because he rigged this lock, and then he goes in there, goes in the house, pulls the guy out of the ground, and then we get some little, freaking karma or whatever you want to call it, where he lets the guy live, and then the dude from the truck with the Gatling gun who I completely forgot about. I completely forgot, because when he picks up the two couples, he picks up the mom and the daughter, and then he picks up the couple. They each have a different kind of threat after them, and he like acquires both of those threats chasing after him. And that Gatling gun comes and hits his car, and it fucks his engine up. So they have to go out on foot, and they just fuck him. Like, him stopping is what screws him. And would he have done it, like, if they didn't meet him? So those people and that decision and all that really led to that guy's life being saved, which I don't like, because he killed that guy's kid. I don't know how I feel about that. But yeah, they do. And he lets the guy live, and the dude in the truck comes, and he shoots him a couple times, and then he's about to kill him, and he explains his whole master plan, Bond style. And we find out that the government is sanctioning this and freelancing these guys out to go and clear out, because the purge is just not doing enough. Like, there's killings, but there's just not enough. They're not hitting the right poverty places. Like, they need to go out and take out all these poor people who are locked up in their houses. Like, maybe they think like it's just psychopaths out there that are killing each other, and they need to take out the poor, the poor as well, like the guys that are held up and aren't purging. Like, it's just so fucked up, man. So you see the huge flaw in this, which of course there's a huge flaw in it, but you get to see that. And then the guy who he let live saves his life. And then they drive them over to the hospital. And for some reason, they're the only ones pulled up in front of that hospital like 5-10 minutes after the purge ends. Bullshit. Okay, there would be a line a mile back of people like, help, I'm just getting, like, or people who are purged, they've been doing it for 6 years now, and they're really, really good at purging, so no one is alive. And this is the only dude who could even make it to the hospital. But yeah, anyways, so I enjoyed it. Of course, it's everyone says that it's their favorite Purge movie. Yeah, I think it is. I'm looking forward to election year. I know there's a good amount of people who are like, dog shit, I hate it. But I've heard that enough lately, and it didn't turn out so well for Predators because that movie fucking rocked. So I'm looking forward to election year. I remember it pretty well. I remember a character in it I hated, but she wasn't in it a bunch. She was a villain anyways, and she kind of ended quickly. So I was like, thank God, she was so annoying. So yeah, I'll get to that tomorrow. Until then, all right.